Today from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. It's Game 2 of the Tampa Bay Rays, and it will see All-Star Dallas Keuchel work to get the Astros back to their winning ways. Hi, everybody. Alan Ashby and Jeff Blum. Yeah, they need to get back to the winning ways right now. Another loss last night. But Colin McHugh, I think you'd have to say, threw the ball very well.
Did a great job last night. Did enough to win, but the bats right now have been in that rack being real quiet. They need to break those things out and get loud.
Meanwhile, the Angels keep on winning. That American League West gets tighter and tighter. 1/2 game now separating the Astros from the Angels.
Yeah, I think the Angels can sense there's blood in the water considering it's Shark Week. They're on the attack. They've been swinging the bats well. 8 wins in their last 10 games. The bats are coming alive for Los Angeles. Saw 2 home runs last night from Mike Trout. C.J. Cron, since being recalled, has been swinging the bat well. But they can sense the Astros are struggling. But they're surging right now, and it's just that time of the year where they're creeping up on them.
For the Astros, the bats have been quiet. Dallas Keuchel makes a lot of noise. He's an all-star this year and keeps pitching great baseball.
Well, he's the ace of the staff. We know that. He's a guy that needs to go out there right now, knowing he's on that all-star team, focus on one last start, trying to stop this streak the Astros are on. The runs aren't coming as easy as they were early in the season, but Keuchel's a guy to go out there. You see the last 3 starts, 1.17 ERA, doing a great job of keeping the Astros in these ball games. Get those bats alive to help them out.
Coming up, while Dallas Keuchel's star continues to shine brightly, it's been a little gloomy for the Astros offense recently. Can Jose Altuve and company let the sunshine in before the All-Star break? The game is just moments away. And brought to you by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. Coming up, whether he's at the plate, in the field, or on the bench, George Springer is always having fun. How is his recent injury affecting his sunny disposition? Julia chats with him when we come back.
I can be around the guys and try to keep everybody loose and relax. The game will get easier. Obviously we're fighting hard now, to kind of get that win and make a pitch or a play. But if I can do anything I can, on the field or obviously off the field hurt now. So it's just all about supporting supporting my guys out there.
Team player right there, George Springer, the Astros outfielder, on the disabled list, was hit by a pitch, fractured his right wrist, but the very next day got on the team plane with this group to go on this 10-day road trip. You saw the numbers. The Astros have struggled a little bit without him. They miss him on the field, but off the field, he's doing everything that he can to support his team, just like he said. He's a catalyst for this team. He's making these guys have a lot of fun, even when they're struggling. That's very important to their success, and it has been all season. He's our Whataburger What a Plays as we look back at the first half of the season. Like I said, a huge part. Offensively, we know what he can do, but defensively, the pitchers miss having this guy out in the outfield, playing a lot of right field, even in some center field before he was hurt, making spectacular catches throughout the year. The earlier catch against the Rangers, saving that grand slam, would have won the game right there, one of my favorites. But just so many exciting moments from such an exciting player, George Springer. We're going to look back at some of the other players on this Astros team that have had great defensive moments as we wrap up the first half of the season, the All-Star break around the corner. Blummer, this team misses George Springer, but good to see him on the trip and to continue to support his team, don't you think?
No, I agree. He's a complete catalyst. Thanks, Julia. But George Springer, just the spirit he brings in that clubhouse is going to mean something. They need to have that energy around, especially when these things are going to get tough. He's going to be there to remind them that this is a game. They're supposed to go out there and have fun. He's going to cheer them on when they're doing great, and he's going to pick them up when they're down. So having him around is a huge bonus, but at the same time, having him around can kind of tell that team that he's not in the lineup. That might be a little bit tough to handle sometimes, too.
Now for A.J. Hinch today with the Astros, that lineup, which is always presented to you by Southwest Airlines. Jose Altuve in the top spot. He'll be followed by right fielder Preston Tucker, and at shortstop Carlos Correa. Middle three with Colby Rasmus. He's in center today. The DH is Evan Gattis, and at third, Luis Valbuena. The bottom three behind the plate, Hank Conger. John Singleton gets the start at first base, and in left field, it's Alex Presley.
Jake Odorizzi for the Tampa Bay Rays going today. Fresh off the DL from a left oblique tightness that he was dealing with. Fastball, slider, split finger.
As the first pitch of the afternoon is taken low by Altuve.
Jake has faced the Astros once, and it was last time here at Tropicana Field. He threw 7 1/3 inning shutout innings. Only allowed one hit in that 7 1/3. The hit was by Jose Altuve.
To Altuve with a 2-0 count as we start it. Fastball popped up on the left side. And it's the shortstop making the play. Cabrera out number one.
Take a look around the Trop. Ex-Astro Jake Elmore in left field. Brandon Guyer in center field. Joey Butler in right. On the left, Evan Longoria and Asdrubal Cabrera. On the right, Logan Forsythe and James Loney. Behind the plate again tonight is Rene Rivera.
Brings up Preston Tucker, swinging the bat well. Takes that fastball away. Almost 32% of the pitches from Jake Odorizzi this year have been changeups. And that's listed as the most. That's a pretty good foul ball to take early in the ball game. Get loose. That changeup or splitter from Odorizzi. Most of that type of pitch in the American League. Yeah, that'll wake you up, get you ready for game time.
Professional courtesy going on right here. Greg Gibson, the home plate umpire, giving Rivera a chance to shake those cobwebs out. Look at Odorizzi's numbers through the seasons.
The 1-1 to Tucker. There it is. That's that change or splitter. And he's got a good one. Tampa Bay snapped a losing streak with the win in yesterday's opener in the series. They had lost 11 of 12 coming in. And this one is popped foul back to the seats. Stays at 1-2 on Preston. You go through these streaks as a team where the bats go cold or the pitching struggles. Try to stay away from those as much as possible. And you do wonder, I think, Blummer, how much the absence of George Springer is factoring in. Palms down on that appeal down to third base.
No, it's a big deal. We all know what George brings to the table talent-wise. We've heard all the stories now, having seen it for about a year up here in the big leagues. We know what a main cog in this lineup he is.
There's that changeup splitter. Ground ball on the right side, and second out of the inning. It'll bring up Carlos Correa.
Time now to look at the strike zone. Oh, I'm sorry. There's that split grip.
Shortstop, number 1, Carlos Correa.
2 down for Carlos Correa. 0 for his last 6. Well, the Astros need this bat to come alive. Seven home runs for the youngster.
Well, that's another thing to look at. George Springer is not in the lineup. Yes, you saw the record pregame with the 1-6 without George in there. But at the same time, Correa's been struggling a little bit in that 3-hole for the Houston Astros.
This one is popped foul on the right side back to the seats.
If you could get this bat going,
yeah,
it'll really turn things around, because we've seen him. He can take control of some series.
Well, he's one of those guys, those rare players that can take a team on his back. And we've seen it already. The Boston Red Sox got a good dose of that. Had a couple of 3-hit games, 7 hits overall in the 3 games at Boston. Ground ball right side, handled easily by Loney, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for his Odorizzi. Scoreless after a half an inning from St. Petersburg. From the Trop in St. Petersburg, Florida, Astros fail to score. Tampa Bay Rays come to the plate now against Dallas Keuchel. For the Rays, it's Brandon Guyer in the top spot. He's in center field. The DH, John Jaso, and Evan Longoria bats third. Middle 3, Logan Forsythe, Joey Butler, and James Loney. In the bottom 3 in the order is Drupal Cabrera, Jake Elmore, former Astro, and Rene Rivera.
Dallas Keuchel for the Houston Astros, trying to end this 4-game skid these guys are on. Right man, right spot. The ace of the Astros making his 19th start. 14 quality starts in those 18 appearances so far this year.
Trying to become a 12-game winner. And boy, how the Astros could use that. Brandon Guyer at the plate. Sees the count go to 2-0. Geyer was 1 for 3 with a home run last night. Gets that 2-0 up in the strike zone, fouls it off. Keuchel with a winning streak of 3 games. Last time out, 3 runs on 9 hits over 6 innings. Not his sharpest outing, and yet another W in his column. 2-2 now on Geyer.
I think that's the beauty of Dallas Keuchel. I don't know if he ever goes out there anticipating having his best stuff. The mentality he has is he trains to be able to go out there and pitch and keep his poise. Makes mid-game adjustments, keeps the ball down.
Works inside. Popped up as he tries to come in, leaves it through a good part of the plate. John Singleton. Looked like he was looking for help, and I don't know that he could have gotten there. Generally speaking, and you tell me if I'm wrong, on that kind of a pop fly, you take off as hard as you can. Now, maybe it's possible Singleton lost this ball in the roof here at Tropicana Field.
That is always a possibility here. Yeah, you put your head down, you got an idea where it's going to land. You just go as hard as you can until somebody calls you off.
Full count on the first hitter of the afternoon. John Singleton getting one of those rare starts at first base. The Astros need somebody between Singleton and Carter to step up and start swinging the bat. Ground ball right side. Altuve is there, shaded up the middle, and out number 1.
See how the defense is set up. Alex Presley in left, Colby Rasmus in center, Preston Tucker in right. Usual suspects on the left and right. You look at Luis Valbuena at third, Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve again at second base. John Singleton trying to get things going at first base, and Hank Conger back behind home plate working with Dallas Keuchel.
Brings up the DH, John Jaso. Lefty versus lefty, and I think for most managers you like to mix your lineup against left-hand pitching with some left-handed bats. This guy's done a nice job over his career in 23 games against Astros pitching. Hitting .304, a couple of home runs and 11 RBIs. Grounds one back to the mound, but that's a gold glove there on the hill. And 2 down with ground ball outs in the first inning.
I wonder how many runs Dallas Keuchel has saved himself by just being in a good position to make plays. Such a huge asset to have that 8th guy playing defense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an obvious question. If you said to pitchers, would you like to have an extra infielder play behind you all the time? Of course, absolutely.
Especially up the middle.
Yep. Always, or generally, there's that gap up the middle. Well, Dallas plays it very well. And now with 2 outs and the bases empty, it brings up Evan Longoria. Ground ball left side. Carlos Correa backs to make the play. 3 ground ball outs in the first inning. We played 1. We're scoreless in St. Petersburg.
Come on out to St. Arnold's Bar at Minute Maid Park for Baseball on Tap this Friday. It kicks off at 4:30 p.m. and features a beer tasting, live music, and a souvenir Astros pint glass to the first 500 fans with an event ticket. For more information, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com/baseball on tap.
We go to the second inning. Four-hitter Colby Rasmus leads it off. Each team up and down 1-2-3 in the first. Jake Odorizzi on the hill for Tampa Bay. And that fastball is grounded right side with that shift on. It's Evan Longoria, the third baseman, making the play. Second time he's made a play on the right side here this afternoon. That's 3 ground ball outs now for Odorizzi. And on the other side, Dallas Keuchel. All 3 outs recorded via the ground ball.
How about the range of Evan Longoria?
He can go right from that third base line all the way to the right. We got some thunder popping around, or lightning popping and thunder manifesting here. 1 out for Evan Gattis, 0 for his last 10 now after a 9-game hitting streak. Plummer mentioned Greg Gibson, the umpire behind the plate today. Toby Basner at first, down at second, Chad Fairchild, and Sam Holbrook is at third. Little slide piece right through the heart of the plate. 1-1. Inside corner, and now 1-2. It's kind of what happens when you're scuffling in one of those streaks.
Just feels like everything's being painted. Everything's got late break.
Jake Odorizzi has a losing record. He's 4-5 and a very good ERA at 2.47. But no other pitcher with at least 10 starts in the major leagues has an ERA as low as Odorizzi, and yet has a losing record this year. Ground ball to the left side. There's Longoria again all over the field. 2 outs here in the second.
It's going to be a lot of ground balls.
You played a lot of third base, and very well. Who do you like to watch as a third baseman?
Longoria is a good one. I think he's got good fundamentals and good footwork. I've enjoyed Valbuena. He's actually showed me a lot of athleticism. But Manny Machado, for me, as far as athlete and footwork, is he's remarkable what he can do at third base. Even though he might truly be a shortstop, I love the way he plays third base.
Missing on that list, Adrian Beltre, and I don't know if...
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, I love watching him. I love the enjoyment he gets out of the game and gives to others. Speaking of Valbuena, his first at bat of the day. 2 outs here in the second inning. Yeah, I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, Longoria and Beltre might have been the cream of the crop in the major leagues, and Manny Machado has come on. Well, he's turned out to be a real power hitter again this year. Ground ball right side. It's the second baseman Forsythe, and a 1-2-3 inning, all ground balls. So both pitchers have it going on the ground. inside. Rather quiet with the bats. Bunch of ground balls being hit. Dallas Keuchel got 3 ground ball outs in the first inning. 5 ground ball outs with Astros hitters against Jake Odorizzi. So Keuchel works it here in the second against Logan Forsythe, second baseman and cleanup man this afternoon. Forsythe has had a nice year. 274 the batting average. Went 0 for 3 in last night's game. Grounds one up the middle. This one finds a hole. So 4 straight ground balls off Keuchel, and now the first hit of the afternoon.
Time for the strike zone, brought to you by MD Anderson. See where this location is. Not a bad pitch. Good movement. Sinking away. Just maybe elevated a little bit. Allowed Forsythe to get the barrel around it. But really not as many shifts as we've seen in the past here in this Rays series so far.
Forsythe will run. He's stolen 7, caught twice this year. And with Hank Conger behind the plate, generally the running game becomes a little more prominent against the Astros.
Well, I think AJ does a good job of getting Conger in the game and have him with Keuchel, because Keuchel is virtually impossible to steal off of.
You just don't see teams even run. When you do see somebody run, it's a hit and run.
Left-handed, he's staring right at you at first base, but he's also extremely quick to home plate.
That's the thing. You can't get started early with that little slide step. If you leave too early, he's going to pick you off, and so yeah, it's tough. How about that for rookie hitters around the American League? And now 3-1, Joey Butler. High chopper. It's going to take away likely the double play. They'll get 1 at second, and that throw, if on line, might have produced a double play. Fielder's choice out number 1. Butler aboard on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, not hit hard enough. Joey Butler can run a little bit, but you see the way Altuve took that good feed from Correa, tried to do it all in one motion. Just yanked it a little bit. It would have been interesting to see if he did have that on line, if it was out.
Might have been close. 1 out, Butler aboard for James Loney. Butler can do some running. He's stolen 5 in 7 attempts. Fastball right there at the knees. That's that little sink that Dallas gets right at the end. It's produced just under 5 ground ball outs per fly ball out this year. Shift on. Loney takes a strike on the inside edge. And with everything you talk about Dallas Keuchel and why he succeeds, this is as big a reason as any, the way he can pitch inside.
Pitching inside, he's got good movement today, but the command, the location, the fearlessness.
Loney last night 1 for 3. Hits were not easy to come by in last night's game. The Rays eventually won it 3-1. The Astros held a 1-0 lead for Colin McHugh, but it got away. And Colin was about as sharp as we've seen this year. Down on strikes, James Loney, second out of the inning. First strikeout in the afternoon for Keuchel. Apparently the bowling alley is much closer than I had realized.
Yeah, they got a microphone on those pins down there, don't they? Good grief.
As Drupal Cabrera comes to the plate. Oh, we have a soccer game breaking out.
They're that enthralled with the game, huh?
Soft liner, that's into center field, base hit. Butler digs for third base. Just now getting it back in is Rasmus. It'll be a double for Cabrera. Runners at second and third and 2 outs for the 8-hitter Jake Elmore, who's 0 for his last 16.
For his last 16, 1 for his last 29. Super Mo going to be brought to you by Mattress Firm. You see that changeup? Not the greatest of swings, but if you're able to get the barrel on it, you're giving yourself a chance.
Double number 16 for Asdrubal Cabrera. You may recall the name Jake Elmore. He was a part of the Astros a couple of years ago. Played well. I don't know. That picture doesn't look as ominous as it sounds right now.
It doesn't match the noise it's making in here.
I would choose not to take my 2-iron and stand out there right now.
Could be the greatest round of your life. You never know.
As soon as I said that, I thought, you know, there's not many times when it's a good circumstance getting ready to happen when I am holding the 2-iron. Well spotted. 2-1 the count on Elmore. The 9-hitter Rene Rivera waits on deck. Now the strike of the knees. 2-2.
Did you see Steve Sparks next to us jumped under the desk? What happened?
It's Steve Sparks. I mean, need I say more?
Full panic mode over there.
2-2 the count on Elmore. Inside corner and not called.
Did you see it? Jake thought it was a strike.
Yeah, I think Jake Elmore was heading to the dugout. I'm not sure you can spot it better than this.
You really can't.
That's perfect. And that's a shame. Greg Gibson misses that call. And now one more pitch. 3-2 for Elmore. And he draws the walk. That'll load him up for Rene Rivera. You don't want to sit around counting pitches that come after what maybe should have been a final strikeout, but it happens, and you know he's thinking about it.
It's like a hitter foul one straight back right off the barrel, and you're like, oh man, that was my pitch. How did I not hit it? You got to regroup real quick, get back in the box, and try and figure it out.
And you know reputations are big on the field for umpires. And it's hard to believe that Dallas Keuchel could make that pitch to Jake Elmore and not get the call. No slight on Elmore, but Dallas against just about anybody you would figure would get that call and should.
Well, we've both seen a lot worse pitches called.
Oh, heavens.
But to have half the baseball on the white of the plate should be called.
Ground ball through the hole, right side. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 will score. A 2-out single by Rene Rivera. And the Rays lead it 2-0, but I believe we've got a hamstring pull now. Joey Butler collapses. Is that Joey Butler?
No, that's Asdrubal Cabrera.
Asdrubal Cabrera collapses after touching home plate.
Baseball, it's amazing how often it happens.
Horrible that this happens.
I was talking about the base hit. I mean, hamstrings are going to happen, but you miss one pitch, you walk Jake Elmore, and then a guy gets a base hit. Keuchel's got to be beside himself right now thinking about that pitch that he made on Elmore to punch him out.
That's exactly where I was thinking, too. Now, Asdrubal Cabrera and the Rays probably have other thoughts right now, but yeah, for Dallas Keuchel, I am sure he is just fuming on the hill right now.
Good pitch, just a better piece of hitting with the defense playing Rivera to pull. I'm not sure why Tucker is hesitating even throwing that ball home. He should come up immediately ready to fire it home.
Yeah.
But you could see the end of the play. Watch Cabrera coming in to score. He was pulling at that thing about 3/4 of the way down the third base line.
Get yourself in the dugout. Yeah, you know, Dallas Keuchel, when he's pitching away, down and away, a hitter doesn't have much choice on that fastball but to hit it the other way. And you hate to see the wide open side with that. It presents a couple of runs. Boy. And the runs have been so tough to come by for the Astros.
Yeah.
You can almost sense it coming out of the ears of Keuchel right now.
Got to admit, I'm a little frustrated for him.
I am as well. 2-run single, 2-0 Tampa Bay. Top of the order with Brandon Guyer.
There you go. Looks like a fun time to be outside, enjoying the Sunshine State.
Is that the rain that we can hear?
They've got wipers on the camera out there. That was cool.
Ball and a strike. Boy. And you wonder if Greg Gibson is even aware that he missed that call. Now we can see this roof on the Trop here in St. Pete is not a solid structure. And you can, well, I'm not even sure how that plays out, but you can see the movement on the tarp up above as the rain and the wind pelting down. You going to stand, try to hold your ground?
Be ready to run. Yeah, you can see the underlining of the roof here at Tropicana.
The guy wires are in movement.
Be a good time to be on the catwalk.
Some folks out there just having a good time in the rain. Line shot left field. That's another 2-out hit. Here comes Elmore to score. It's 3-0 Tampa Bay. RBI single Guyer. And all of this after what figured to be strike 3 on Jake Elmore.
Well, Jake Elmore's the one that just scored that 3rd run. You don't want to say that one pitch can ruin an inning or anything like that. We're all professionals out here, and we don't want to point to excuses. You still got to go on and finish the inning. And right now, Keuchel might be a little bit flustered. But a good piece of hitting by Guyer to go down and get that slider. But I think, like you said, Ash, it might be a little bit more knowing what 3 runs means against the Astros offense right now, who are not swinging the bats well at all.
You know, and Dallas has got a lot on the line. It's about the W, no question about it. But let's be real. He starts the day leading the American League with a 2.14 ERA. That is going to be touched up a bit. And there's a lot of pride taken there. Swing and a miss by Jaso, and that'll do it. But before it's over, the Rays put 3 on the board. Dallas Keuchel and his Astros teammates trailing 3-0.
Derby crown and master the free award-winning game millions are playing. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby free on the App Store and Google Play. Before the game started, talked a little bit about George Springer, and he even talked about how he wanted to be right here with his team, supporting them. Well, this team does need to find a way to step up without George Springer. We know how important he is, how valuable he is, but A.J. Hinch even said he's a catalyst, but he's not here, and he's not going to be here for a while. There's a mental toughness that they're going to have as a team. We miss the caliber of player that he is, but that doesn't mean the guys who are replacing him can't do the same. So hopefully some guys will step up and finish these last couple of games off on a high note, guys.
Yeah, it's going to take that, Julia. No doubt about it. The Astros not only will have these games leading up to the All-Star break today and tomorrow, but then you come out of the break, got to play some good baseball. One guy gets hurt for the Rays. It sets off a chain of motion. Jake Elmore now comes from left field to play at shortstop.
Same pitch.
So it's the very same pitch, called a strike, and of course you see that over the course of the game. Elmore's at short. Kevin Kiermaier comes off the bench to go to center field. Brandon Guyer, the center fielder, is now in right field. And it's Joey Butler playing in left field. Butler started the game in right. Chopper's foul, 1-2 as Hank Conger leads off here in the third.
So you think it's raining outside?
You know, if my ears are working at all, I would say yes.
Good grief.
Changeup got him that splitter.
Now it doesn't have that normal split finger movement.
It just kind of floats up there and then falls with
I guess that
gravity, I guess.
I'm glad we're in here. Wow. Yeah, we're talking about this split finger from Odorizzi. You see the grip, but the way it kind of tails away, split fingers normally have that straight down action, kind of falls off the table a little bit. Odorizzi really doesn't have that motion. It still has that light fade away, going away from left-handed hitters. He's got good command of it too.
He's also got one strikeout now, getting Conger. It brings up John Singleton. 0 for his last 8. There it is, and you can see that just subtle action.
Yeah, just enough.
I think it's more about the arm speed and the loss of velocity. And we mentioned he throws it more than anybody right now in the American League. Falls behind 2-1 on Singleton. These are counts for John right now that, as you pull for him to make a mark in the major leagues, you feel like these are where you have to come through.
He's done a good job getting into these hitters' counts too.
3-1.
Plenty of adjustments to be made at the big league level. You got to remind yourself these guys are going out and facing the best of the best. They're going to make adjustments. They've got all the data in their back pocket. Just a matter of execution.
It's ball 4 as Singleton draws the 1-out walk. For first walk on either side. Well, Keuchel has walked one. That was Jake Elmore.
You got to keep bringing that up.
Yeah, so we'll stop right there. 1-out walk to Singleton. Nine-hitter Alex Presley at the plate.
How about the guy holding that camera? Looks stable.
Apparently he's nervous. Presley takes a strike. Alex hitting .300, 3 for 10. All 3 hits singles. He's driven in a run, scored a run. Ball and a strike on Alex. That rain just keeps pelting down. Wow. Your little weather map says don't go out, huh?
Yeah, I had to look at it. We are right in the heart of a bright red radar warning. Woo.
Foul ball left side, 1-2 on Alex Presley.
Got to get these bats going, Ash.
I was wondering if an angry pitcher, and you would have to assume Dallas Keuchel's not too pleased right now back in the dugout, if that could stir things up, maybe for whatever reason jumpstart things.
I was going to say, somehow find a way to create that anger and use that. Maybe take it personally that they're squeezing your ace on the mound, and take it out on that baseball when you get out there on offense. Pick him up. That's what this game's about, is picking each other up.
Late swing by Alex, down on strike. Second strikeout of the inning. And now back to the top with Jose Altuve.
The feeling Alex might have been sitting on that changeup. By the time he had a chance to try and make a pass and foul that pitch off, it was just by him.
It's the 11th at bat for Alex Presley on this road trip. And now Jose Altuve. We talk about a guy trying to refine it. And yes, he's had a recent 14-game hitting streak. Not loaded with multiple hit games. Jose hitting .297. Has 7 home runs. And sometimes you find yourself in the dugout also thinking, okay, so who's going to get this thing going? Who's going to come up with the big swing? And that's when you maybe start trying to do too much. Fly ball to right. Altuve's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. That does it for Houston in the third. They leave a man and trail at 3-0. Today, Nolan Ryan became the first player in big league history to record 4,000 strikeouts. That with the 6th inning punch out of Danny Heath, former Astro, by the way. Danny had moved on to the Mets, and the Yacker got him. People talk about the fastball of Nolan Ryan, and rightly so, but he had quite an over-the-top curveball.
Beetle.
Yep.
Thousand.
3-0 Tampa Bay. Evan Longoria, the 3-hitter, leads it off, followed by Logan Forsythe and Joey Butler. Longoria grounded to short back in the first inning. Dallas Keuchel got 3 ground ball outs benignly in that inning, but then allowed 3 2-out runs in the second inning, and now Longoria starts the third with a base hit.
How about a look at the all-time strikeout leaders? Top 5. Those are some massive numbers. 5,714. Johnson, Clemens, and Carlton all in that 4,000 plus range.
That's a great list.
Bert Blyleven.
And you know, Bert obviously had a great arm, but he wasn't that Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan kind of great arm. Terrific over-the-top curveball, great competitor. But I don't know. I don't know if the game ever has anybody even approach Bert Blyleven with strikeouts.
I don't see it happening.
Pitch inside.
Just a different ball game.
That was Keuchel again trying to find the inside corner. Logan Forsythe at the plate had a base hit. That started the 3-run second for Tampa Bay. Like a little cutter that jammed him. The pop-up results. And John Singleton makes the play. Out number 1. With 1 out, Joey Butler at the plate. Butler is now the left fielder. Fastball just tailing off of that outside edge on the righties. 2-0 the count.
Joey Butler's a 29-year-old rookie.
6 long balls on his season. Strike at the bottom of the knees. That might be a bit extreme.
Well, it's about time Gibby opened it up for Dallas. Ball's down.
Butler was 0 for 1 in last night's game. Takes a strike. Keuchel gets one on the inside portion of the plate. Yeah, in 2013, Butler came to the Texas Rangers, played in 8 games. Last year, 6 games for the Cardinals. And so didn't lose his rookie status. Rain continues to pelt down here in St. Pete. Slider chop foul.
I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while.
Oh, it's still delaying, huh? Waiting for our walk back to the hotel.
I'll let you venture out on that walk. Let me know how it goes. Or when to send out the search party.
Okay.
My goodness, I would not want to be out there right now.
I don't think you could employ a search party right about now. The 6 home runs by Joey Butler this year. His only home runs in the big leagues. 21 ribbies. Breaking ball got him. 3rd strikeout for Keuchel. 2nd out here in the inning. Brings up the left-hand hitting James Loney.
It's that good slider that Keuchel goes to punch guys out. Takes a lot of speed off it. This was a good firm one. That late break getting under the bat of Joey Butler.
Loney was the first of the strikeout victims today. Keuchel starts him with the breaking ball. Loney's played 55 games career against the Astros and hit well over 300. Hits a fly ball to left field. Fair ball for Presley, who puts it away, and that'll do it for Tampa Bay in the 3rd. 3-0 Rays.
Astro brought to you by your local Honda dealer. All right, this Astro, Texas native, signed with the Colt 45s in 1962. He was a 10-time All-Star, 2 of those with the Astros. He's called the best statistical player of all time by Bill James. Remember? Oh, we've got both names up there. Tweet at Blummer and Ash. Your answers will tell you who later in the broadcast.
Bring it. Bring it.
Thanks,
Tweet at
Julia.
Ash, really.
Yeah. My Twitter account just blew up last night. Julia got that thing going. Preston Tucker obviously trying to get something going here in the 4th. 3-0 Tampa Bay. And those were very tough 3 runs to take in the 2nd inning put up by the Rays, all coming with 2 outs. Shift on for Tucker. Fouls one down the left field side. And that will be back. What do you call that? The barbecue area? The picnic area.
I don't know.
Don't know what I was thinking.
Can you picnic inside?
Sure.
All right, then it's.
At the moment, it would be the only logical choice.
It's a picnic queue area.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Hot shot on the left side.
My goodness. The 162 landing.
Watch your walkers. One and 2 the count on Tucker. Jake Odorizzi has allowed just 1 base runner. That'll walk to John Singleton with 1 out in the 3rd inning. That split job got kind of yanked into the dirt. Astros looking to find an answer against this young right-hander. Line drive left center field, dropping, and will drop in front of Kevin Kiermaier. First hit of the afternoon for Houston. Preston Tucker picks it up. It brings up Carlos Correa. Another guy just trying to find a way to get it going.
Good piece of hitting. The way he's letting the ball travel tells you that he's looking to go back up the middle the other way, but the hands are staying back nicely. He gets that foot down early, but the hands able to stay back. I know he didn't center it up and drive it, but still staying through that ball, even though he hit it off the label, allowed him to get that hit.
Odorizzi a year ago won 11 while losing 13 for Tampa Bay. That ERA, though, over the 4 mark this year, much better, under 2.5. Batting average for Correa now has dropped to 271. Feels like we were just in Boston, where Correa was really enjoying the limelight.
Maybe just needs that big stage.
Tell you what, whether he was thoroughly enjoying it beyond the norm or the Boston Red Sox were just hating it, it was some combination thereof, and Red Sox were getting destroyed by this bat.
Good time for him to start lighting it up again. These Astros back in it.
Correa went 7 for 14 in that series.
Good time to hit. Green light for the youngster.
3-0 the count. You know, that can be a big confidence builder to give a guy who's struggling that green light on the 3-0. But the pitch is inside. A second walk now issued by Odorizzi. Runners at first and second. Nobody out, in the 4-hitter Colby Rasmus at the plate.
Looking for games on certain days of the week with giveaways and favorite rivalries? With the Astros 14-game flex plan, you get to pick the games and seat locations that work best for you. Purchase your 14-game flex plan today by visiting astros.com/tickets or calling 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Meeting at the mound. Conference call for the Rays out there as Jim Hickey, longtime pitching coach, gives his message. And the players decoded for themselves. Very efficient through the first 3 innings. But now nobody out, 10 pitches thrown. .243 that batting average for Colby. Splitter gets the swing and a miss. Colby hit home run number 11 in last night's game. It provided at that time a 1-0 Houston lead. It did not stand up, obviously, but it sure looked like a big swing at that time. And again the splitting.
Bottom just falling out of that thing.
See, Colby tries to keep his eyes and head right there. That home run for Rasmus last night, the first for him in a while. But now with 11 home runs, that bat has had some big swings for the team. Fastball just keeps running away. 2-2 the count.
Might be asking for a little too much there.
Trying to get that pitch. Over the last 20 games for Colby, starts anyway, .311 the batting average. Since 2012, Colby Rasmus among American League outfielders has 68 home runs, 6th best among outfielders in the American League. Trails a pretty good list. Mike Trout, Adam Jones, Jose Bautista, Nelson Cruz, and Yoenis Cespedes. But Colby down on strikes. First out of the inning, and runners still in place at first and second.
Sometimes when you've got a good split finger, you really don't have to throw a strike. How about that K zone? Showing everything down out of the zone. Not giving Colby any chance to try and drive that ball.
And that's a tough pitch to command. Guys who do tend to have really good success. Excuse me. Evan Gattis at the plate. 0 for his last 11 now. .15 home runs for Evan. Boy, how streaks can run with the guys. 2-0 the count. Great hitters count. 2 runners aboard. Down 3 here in the 4th inning. Right hamstring strain for Asdrubal Cabrera as he left the game for the Rays. Hit in the air right center field and fairly deep, but over to make the play the right fielder Geyer. Tagging from second and moving into third is Preston Tucker, but 2 down, runners at the corners now for Houston. Luis Valbuena comes to the plate.
Still looking for that big hit. Gattis gave it a charge.
Valbuena 0 for 1 on the afternoon, grounded to second. Starting to get some pretty consistent answers now on the name that Astro. You have a good idea on that one?
Yeah, so do a lot of people.
Yeah.
tweeting in.
It would seem so. And we appreciate your responses. We're seeing a ton of the split finger right now. Valbuena recently missed a few games with a sprained left big toe. Has a 2-0 count. Still leads the team in home runs, 19. And again, that pitch down and away.
It's a pretty good AB for Valbuena. We've seen a lot of pitches not be in the strike zone, leading to some of these outs in this inning. Why not take them, lay off them, force them to come in the zone?
Since the Preston Tucker at bat leading off here in the 4th inning, the way we have it with that strike box, not a single strike has been thrown by Jake Odorizzi. But that's part of the game with a guy that throws the splitter. A lot of times it's trying to throw one out of the strike zone.
Well, that's the adjustment that needs to be made right now. Lay off the ones out of the zone.
Pitch is hit hard but foul down the right side.
3-0 swing away. I like it. Force Odorizzi to throw that fastball for a strike. Here's a legitimate strike. Good
and
pitch to hit. Got a little quick.
Yeah, one you'd like to ram. Last home run now for Luis Valbuena. Came back on June 23rd. He hit 2 in that game at the Angels. Home run bat has been silent since. Draws the walk. That will load him up for Houston, but 2 outs for Hank Conger.
Well, now you've got him in a position. He's got to get ahead early. Bases juiced. Keeps looking in the dugout, but I don't know what that's about. But for me, a little bit of a nibbler.
If I ever heard a position player's comment, that was it.
Man.
Yeah.
This guy's driving me crazy.
You know what, though? Pitchers will say it, too, about other pitchers. Guys that peek into the dugout.
Well, he walked. Valbuena walked to the back of the mound, stared right into the dugout.
First pitch popped up foul territory. Evan Longoria is there and makes the catch. Conger pops out, and that does it. The Astros leave them juiced and trail it 3-0.
Himself a rough afternoon, not getting some calls, but took care of some of these Rays hitters on his own with that fastball down and into Loney, then the slider that he always goes to in that 2-strike count. Does a good job of locating that, pulled the string early to get Jaso to swing, and then this one right here, just some late break down and in, forcing Joey Butler to swing over the top. making good pitches when he has to, not getting some calls when he needs them.
Well, Dallas Keuchel, all he can do is try to keep it right here. 3-0 Tampa Bay. The Astros just one hit and a big foul pop out by Hank Conger with the bases juiced. Kevin Kiermaier, who came on defensively when Asdrubal Cabrera was injured, hits one back to the mound. Nice play by Keuchel, as he so often does, out number 1 in the 4th.
Jack in the Box takes us inside the box score. Last year compared to this year. That's a full season on the left-hand side. 2015 thus far, he's got 11 wins. ERA is quite solid coming into this game today, and that whip under 1 is a beautiful thing. That's why he's an all-star.
Jake Elmore drew that big walk in the 2nd inning. 2-2 fastball inside edge. It was called a ball, and he eventually walked. That brought up Rene Rivera, the catcher, who with 2 outs singled into right field through the shift. Made it 2-0. One more hit by Brandon Guyer in the 3-0 lead. Ground ball left side. Valbuena with the easy play. 2nd out of the inning. And it brings up Rivera.
The catcher, Rene Rivera.
Oh, and 1 on Rivera. The 2 RBIs picked up by Rivera in the 2nd inning, just his 6th and 7th on the season. Inside edge called this time. 0-2 the count. That started. Did he go through? Palms down at first base. Tony Basner with that call. 1-2 the count. Check swing inducer. And a good call. Rivera 1 for 3 last night, and has picked up his extremely big hit today. Now 3-2. Dallas not pleased with himself.
Even guys that are good can press a little bit, trying to be too fine.
Well, when the bats are not working for a team, I think the pitchers do press. At some point you start saying, well, I've got to be perfect at all times or we're not going to win this game.
And baseball is a game of imperfection.
Living proof.
Made a career out of it.
Out of imperfection, you betcha. Strike 3 called at the knees, inside edge. 4th strikeout for Keuchel, a 1-2-3 4th inning. But Tampa leads it 3-0.
by that guy. Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park this Saturday for 80s night. The team will be wearing throwback uniforms, and 10,000 fans will receive a Nolan Ryan replica rainbow jersey presented by Nolan Ryan Beef. For more information, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Did you guys see that green thing?
That was an alien.
What is
What do you mean that green
here?
thing?
Oh, some jiu-jitsu.
Raymond.
They don't feel pain the way we do,
Oh,
Julia.
you realize you could do karate on aliens.
It's violent.
Well, we have survived that portion of the program. It's now the 5th inning, 3-0 Tampa Bay. And John Singleton leads it off. The appeal again induces a no swing.
What just happened?
I don't know, but it has caused the storm to start settling down a little, I think. Ground ball right side. That backs up Loney. He'll go to the bag himself. And the first out of the 5th. Now, I don't know if they play any real sports. Seems like that footwork is not quite as good as you would need. Alex Presley, strikeout victim in the 3rd. Tries to bunt his way aboard, drops it foul.
I'm still thinking about that alien, man. What just happened?
Don't hold your emotions back.
I'm trying. What is going on? We are like in the twilight zone right now.
This is the man filling the roster spot of George Springer. He's done a nice job. Not a guy that's going to play every day. He takes a strike at the knees. It's 0-2. I just don't think you're disclosing all your thoughts.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you can see it just flowing. My goodness.
1-2. The Astros got the bases loaded in the 4th inning with 2 outs, but then Hank Conger took a first pitch and popped it up. Evan Longoria made the play, and that was it for that 4th. Yeah, me too.
Where are we? Some weird wormhole we fell into. Now we're playing baseball indoors on some weird looking carpet. Aliens are attacking. Pets' heads are falling off.
It's got to be a novel.
When are we going to have a simulcast with the radio guys? I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that might be fun.
For Sparky.
He'd get himself a chance, huh?
Holy cow. Who hit the brakes on this thing? Throw a pitch.
And these are the starters now. Jake Odorizzi has pitched well. Gets the ground ball right to first base. Again, Loney to the bag. 2 ground balls in that direction. 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Jose Altuve stands in 0 for 2.
Well, this will be the 3rd time through the lineup for the Astros going up against Odorizzi. Somehow, some way, there has to be an adjustment made in that dugout right now. Hopefully it starts with Altuve.
Is that a verbal adjustment or is it individual?
For me personally, knowing how I'm sitting here borderline freaking out, is there's got to be somebody in that dugout needs to snap.
What does it look like when you go beyond borderline?
It's bad. It's real bad. And it usually ends up with a couple of broken bats and things like that. But you got to stir it up a little bit in there. You got to show some passion. Get these guys going.
Altuve has twice put it in the air today. Drives one to right field. This ball's hit well. Geyer back and makes the catch right there in the middle of the warning track. A 1-2-3 fifth inning. It continues to be 3-0. Tampa Bay on top, and the Aliens are getting pummeled. We know about him as a player. What about maybe some of the insights on this guy?
He's an honor roll graduate. You can tell by just talking to him. Who put him at first base? Realized this kid was going to be that kind of athlete, huh? Some of the stellar defense that young man can play for years to come in that Astros uniform.
I'd like to see who the shortstop was on that team to put
right?
Correa at first base. Yeah, it sounds like the Rains have decided to come back in full force. 3-0 Rays, all 3 runs coming in the second inning, and all with 2 outs. Ground ball to short. 3 hops there for Correa. Nice play by a first baseman to a first baseman. Out number 1.
Just sit back and enjoy what this young man can do. Big, tall kid, good first step, body control. He's got the arm to go with it, too.
John Jaso, 0 for 2, stands in. That's a nice starter strike. Again, the breaking ball. And we've seen a few of these today. Now plays by Dallas Keuchel on the hill. Second out of the inning. Couple of ground ball outs.
Play of the year, Ash?
Oh, yeah. That's in the infield spectacular. I think we've seen in some of the outfield this year that are over the top. But, yeah, for Correa, that's pretty spectacular.
Sure was. See that image on a shoe someday.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe the image of Major League Baseball.
I tell you what, it's not a bad call right there.
How about George Springer going over the top of the wall, grabbing one as the image. Line drive. Right there is Altuve. On a hop, they'll get the out. 3 ground ball outs in the inning. Dallas Keuchel breezing but trailing 3-zip.
innings. Kick off your weekends at Minute Maid Park with the best fireworks show in town, presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. The next Friday night fireworks is July 17th when the Astros take on the Rangers. For more information, visit astros.com/fireworks or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Three 0 Tampa Bay. Jake Odorizzi has been good this afternoon for the Rays. And now Tampa Bay gets a left-hander up in their pen, Xavier Cedeno loosening. 72 pitches for Dallas Keuchel. So aside from that one inning, he's been very efficient today. Preston Tucker is 1 for 2. Rays continue to put the shift on in the infield. Well, Tucker has shown here over the last week he's hit a lot of balls to left field. And not all in the air. Fouls it left side. Tucker, Correa, and Rasmus trying to get something going here in the 6th. And the Astros with just one hit, that picked up by Tucker in the 4th inning. That was the inning that saw the Astros load him up with 2 outs. Just could not get that big hit. Splitter down and away. The appeal, nothing. Preston Tucker had 8 hits in the Cleveland series. Had the big 4 for 5 game in the opener. Pops it up. That is just about to us. This is what it's come to, huh?
Yeah, it's quite the skit they have going on here. Wonder what title that belt is.
Fastball got him. Tucker down on strikes. 4th of the afternoon for Odorizzi. 1 out. It brings up Carlos Correa.
Number 1, Carlos Correa.
Carlos has walked in 2 plate appearances.
Little cutter. Sliding off the outside corner. Make a mistake. Ooh.
There was a fastball to handle.
That was a good pitch to handle.
Carlos has already shown the ability to drive the baseball to right field. That might have been the approach on that one.
Can't miss those. It happens, but
you continue in slumps when you do.
Yeah, that is so true.
2-1. Kobe Rasmus and Evan Gattis to follow. And now 3-1.
Is it me or does Odorizzi just look miserable on the mound? Body language to me tells me that he's just.
Well, you
has
said
to pitch.
You said something last inning with Odorizzi on the hill as that fastball is on the hands and fouled back. Now this is truth among players. When pitchers or players start glancing in their own dugout quite a bit, it's generally not viewed as a positive.
Yeah, it just caught me off guard. Kevin Cash, manager of the Tampa Bay Rays. Another ex-catcher manager.
Ground ball right side. That finds a big hole with the shift on. Base hit Correa. It comes with 1 out, and hopefully it breaks that rough patch for Carlos. Second Houston hit of the day.
Maybe a sign of hope. Things opening up. Does a good job of actually getting on top of that high fastball and going the other way with it.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't swing under it. Nice and compact to contact.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, now coming out. Yeah, there's that impression that when a guy is glancing into his own dugout, he's looking to see if he's being taken out of the ball game. Rays now have a right-hander and left-hander getting loose.
Yeah, you just don't normally see it with the way he's pitching right now. He seems to be in control, but he doesn't look too happy about it.
Yeah, if you're looking for the flip side, a Dallas Keuchel is never going to look into his own dugout.
And I mean, these are extensive visits too from Hickey.
Just a young pitcher, hasn't had a lot of success in the big leagues, but he's pitched well this year. Right-hander Geltz now joins the left-hander. We mentioned Xavier Cedeno a little earlier. .25 pitches in the fourth inning. Colby Rasmus 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Good swing as he fouls it back. And the center fielder had the same reaction I did. Kevin Kiermaier in center on that swing was dashing toward left center.
It's kind of cool to watch that from up here. You do get a chance to see how guys just react to swings and foul tips.
Take a look at that previous swing.
Pitch up out of the plate. Watch the center fielder.
Guys get that sense on the field of where the ball is going to be hit off the bat on given swings. Two and one. Another one of those good hitting counts. We're just not seeing the results out of those counts. Runner goes, pitch, hit foul right side. Yeah, we haven't been seeing the runs, obviously not the home runs. The stolen base game has been certainly lacking. Been a rough road trip. The Astros are 2-6 on the road trip. And they start the day a half game in front in the American League West. Now, you'd rather be there than anywhere else, but that lead at one time at 7 games.
Well, that might be the silver lining, is they have been struggling yet are still in first place.
And keep in mind, the Astros are coming back home. They have the best home record in the American League. 28-16. Jake Odorizzi, just 25 years of age, coming toward the end of his day. 4th season in the bigs. Came up with Kansas City in 2012. Pitched in just 2 games. 7 games the following season. And last year, 31 starts for the Rays.
'87 pitches, 50 of them have been strikes, 37 balls.
Pitch is driven down the right field side, hooking, and goes foul. When you're hot, you hit the ball well and it finds a gap. When you're not, just doesn't happen.
So hard to stay patient on a good changeup. Stay back, sit on it, turn on it, and it's just too quick, and you realize you got to try and go after it again. Frustrating game.
Down on strikes, Rasmus. 2 in the inning, 5 strikeouts on the afternoon for Odorizzi. And now with 2 outs, it brings up Evan Gattis.
So hard, too. You just lace the changeup down the right field line. Get blown away by a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's going to do it as the skip comes out for the Rays. Odorizzi ends it with a strikeout of Rasmus. He'll leave with 2 outs in the 6th inning. A man aboard and a 3-0 lead.
Call to the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays, Steve Geltz. '40th appearance, opponent batting average of well under 200, 4 home runs allowed. He's been getting blown up though in those last 6 appearances. That's what I like to see. Bring this guy in. Get these bats going.
Well, that 171 opponent's batting average against says maybe not the guy you want, but what's been happening recently, and you nail that one.
Yeah. Look at that number right there, lighting it up.
Geltz set to work it. That first fastball at 91 misses away. And it's time for Evan Gattis. 0 for his last 12. Fouls it down the right side. How come every time we say a guy's 0 for whatever the figure might be and he doesn't get a hit, we don't get credit for, well, how do I want to say that? The jinx masters here. How do we
oh, you're trying to figure out how we have such an effect on the game from 150 feet away.
Constant impact on the game. Well spotted but missing.
Well, it's part psychology up here. We gotta figure that part out.
Lefty and righty for the Rays.
Brandon Gomes, the right-hander.
Sixth inning, 3-0 Tampa Bay. 2 hits on the day for Houston.
It's time for the caveman to get a spark going right here. Start a fire.
Takes a strike
for the Houston Astros. Let's go.
2-2.
Is it that bad that I'm cheering now for these guys? I mean, I'm always cheering for them, but now I'm like a little more outspoken about it.
You've done a lot of cheering. I've never previously seen you break out the pom-poms.
I'm getting close.
2-2 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Right there is the second baseman Forsythe. And the force at second. Still 3-0 Tampa Bay. Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare right now at southwest.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Now stay out of the rain. Little slider misses. Close on the 4-hitter Logan Forsythe, leading off the 6th inning. A 3-run second inning for Tampa Bay. All those runs coming with 2 outs. The difference in the game. Left-hander Jake McGee, who pitched in last night's game, now getting loose in that pen. Line drive to the gap, left center field. This will drop. Cut off by Rasmus. Fires back into second and holds Forsythe to his second single of the afternoon.
First hit since the 3rd inning for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Keuchel had retired 9 in a row before that base hit. And now Joey Butler comes to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day, but has scored a run. That was the first of the 3 Tampa Bay runs. The Astros, with the recent skids now, losing 4 straight, have dropped to 9 games over 500. One and 2 the count on Butler. The Astros' biggest lead, 7 games. That last happened on May 4th. They've never been further back out of first place than a game and a half. Nice job by Hank Conger. Counts at 2 and 2. The Astros have thrown together a 10-game winning streak in the first half. Longest losing streak, 7. And a 3-2 count. Logan Forsythe with the lead, held on by Singleton, and he goes. The pitch grounded to short. Correa on to Altuve. They get the out and the double play. 4-6-3 and an alert toss by Correa to get it started.
Great play. Good heads-up awareness from Correa to charge that ball and get that lead runner also. Butler can run okay, but you see Carlos, knowing that the runner was moving on that, charges it nicely, gives a good flip to Altuve, make sure he stays on the base, sets up and makes a good strong throw to get that lead runner. Kevin Cash is out there right now talking to home plate umpire Greg Gibson, seeing if he wants to replay this or not.
I can't determine what,
I'm not sure
what that hand motion meant right there.
Trying to do.
See what we can pick up.
Come out. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. That's an out.
That's an out. And there's no way that changes. Are the umpires talking to themselves about the neighborhood play and all that sort of thing? That
I don't get what the neighborhood play is.
I don't either. To me, it's a bunch of nonsense. Altuve was on the base, took the throw. It's a double play.
Well, I mean, what could they possibly be talking about right now? Because I mean, if it's a replay, if they want to go to the replay, they go to the replay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But see, it's that question mark about this neighborhood play.
Well, isn't the neighborhood play to protect the infielders? Is that the...
Yeah, but I think umpires are not allowed to review neighborhood plays. But that's an out.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know why they've chosen to say you can't review that particular play. If you're viewing something as a neighborhood play, I don't know. All we can do is guess right now. We don't have the information going on the field.
But even if let's just say, throw everything out the window and say that play is reviewable.
Make it reviewable.
Why would you review it? Because it's clearly out.
Well, again, for me, why leave any question marks? For me, and we saw what was it? Boston, the neighborhood play.
Yeah, there was a play a couple years ago when it was Xander Bogaerts when he came running across, threw the ball before he stepped on second base.
Yeah, and I'm even thinking about a play. It might have been the most recent homestand. I don't recall, but there was one that we kind of had this conversation. And for me, I say review all plays at second base. I don't get what a neighborhood play is. And now what are they going to do?
So what are they going to review?
They're going to review and see that this is a clear out. Is there something here we're missing?
There's got to be something. But it was clear that Kevin Cash kept pointing towards second base, so he was concerned about that play at second base. The runner was in motion. It was a close play, but I'm sure there's a lot of concern from AJ right now. And I'm guessing that it's all about the ruling itself. The fact they're even putting the headset on is what AJ's arguing about.
Which is my beef. Why is there this sacred neighborhood play at second base? Why not view the play as it is? One of the plays in the game that should be looked at. Now, my understanding is that there is a neighborhood play that enables a middle infielder to not exactly be on the base but still get an out because he's trying to protect himself.
And this is a close play because the runner was in motion.
But there's no question right there.
So what was the call on the field? He called him out. All that fuss over nothing.
So it's a double play, and
I'm putting Kevin Cash in the box.
You know,
ex-teammate. When I say the box, it's the Kangaroo Court box.
Who told Kevin Cash to go out and ask for a replay on that one? That's the guy that should be in the box. James Loney is 0 for 2 on the day. Hits a little tapper to the right side. Altuve with the play, and that'll do it. 3 hitters come to the plate despite the base hit. 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Name that Astro, brought to you by your local Honda dealer. Here were the clues we gave you earlier in the broadcast. I'm with Colt 4562. was a 2-time All-Star with the Astros, but 10-time of all time. Who am I? Thanks for tweeting Blummer and Ash, but let's see who it is.
Super Joe.
Super Joe. Joe Morgan. Did you get a lot of tweets, guys?
That was a good one, yeah. We blew up here. It was nice.
Did you guys know that I actually played with Joe? He came back to the Astros and played in 1980, maybe only that season, maybe part of 81. I'm not recalling real well, but nice teammate. Luis Valbuena. What did you call him earlier this year? Luis Valbuena?
He was Valbuena when he was driving the ball out of the ballpark.
We need him right now.
If ever there was a time to get 20, now is the time.
Jake McGee, the left-hander on the hill for Tampa Bay as we go to the 7th inning. 3-0 Rays, 6 hits for Tampa Bay, 2 for Houston. Preston Tucker and Carlos Correa. And that is it. And those were singles. Two and one. And right now it's probably more about trying to get some base runners and then somebody come up with a swing. Two fastballs right in that same spot.
Yeah, Valbuena doesn't look comfortable facing McGee right now.
Guy's got a good arm.
Throws hard.
Had an elbow surgery. I don't think it was Tommy John. Breaking ball getting just a piece, Valbuena. His numbers say he's been dominant in limited appearances this year, just the 21st game. 11 hits allowed in 18 2/3 innings. He also struck out 28 in those 18 innings, so
it's pretty good.
And walked 1. There's your basic 28-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
So what does that work out to be? My math isn't all that good.
We have proven that. Valbuena stays alive.
They've aggravated that toe on that swing. Walking around a little bit, shaking it out. How about a double?
Well, when the bats get quiet, it feels like, I've always heard fans say, there's no life on the team. Well, you can have guys dancing in the dugout, screaming and yelling, but when you're not getting any base runners, it's dead. Another good swing and another foul.
Say the last people in the ballpark you need to tell times are tough are those guys in the dugout. They know they are grinding away right now. The hard part is they know they're good. Just they are not getting the breaks. They're not getting the pitches to hit. They're not barreling up the pitches they can hit. One guy gets a hit, you can't string together 3 or 4 more. That's the tough part.
Again, the foul ball. And as tough as it's been for the Astros trying to score runs, keep in mind they are one of the better scoring teams in the American League. So what about the other guys? The Astros are sliding, though. They're down to 5th in the league in runs per game. Here's a line shot to right field, coming on and sliding and making a heck of a play is Brandon Guyer. And out number one with that one.
Unbelievable. Heck of an AB by Valbuena, but he's got malo suerte right now, and that's bad luck. I'm not even sure Geyer meant to catch that ball. It seemed like it caught him. But even the balls that the Astros are squaring up right now are falling right into that leather.
Brings up Hank Conger, who turns around and bats right-handed. 0 for 2. By my accounting, Conger made the big out of the afternoon for Houston. Popping out in the 4th inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Swinging on the first pitch, too.
Yep. The worst scoring teams per game in the American League. At the bottom, the White Sox. Just above them, Seattle, and then Tampa Bay. The Astros have been as high as second best in the league, but again, they've slid now with this road trip taking place down to the 5 spot. Right-hander Kevin Jepson now getting loose in the Rays pen. (3-0) the count. Jake McGee in jeopardy of issuing a second walk on his season. And there it is. 1-out walk to Conger. Brings up John Singleton. Singleton will be pinch hit for. Marwin Gonzalez has a bat as the catcher Rivera goes to the mound. It is Chris Carter now coming out to take the spot of Marwin Gonzalez. So Carter will come up with a man aboard. Pitching coach Jim Hickey now will go out to the mound after his catcher Rivera had been out there.
These meetings are usually just mini scouting reports that they'll give just to update what he's up against. And Chris Carter. The Astros face the Red Sox in a 3-game series, July 21st to the 23rd. July 22nd is also Dollar Hot Dog Wednesday, presented by Nolan Ryan Beef at Minute Maid Park. For tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com.
Meeting breaks up. Chris Carter gets a big pinch hit at bat here in the 7th inning. The Astros down 3 runs.
And I know we talked about base runners when you're going through a tough patch, try and get on base any way you can. This is a situation where McGee throws a lot of fastballs. I'm asking Chris Carter to get it ready and get the barrel on one of these and launch it.
So maybe we put the jinx on Mr. McGee.
Yeah, can't find the zone. 2 walks on the season.
Your biceps are bulging right out of your shirt. You are so powerful.
Thank you.
I'm feeling the same way. Don't look the same way, but
it's what's inside that counts, Ash.
Thank you. Carter swings through another. It's 1-2.
These are pretty good pitches to hit.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure the strike zone was going to back me up, but I just had an inclination those were good fastballs to take a hack at.
Carter down on strikes. 2nd out of the inning. That's 6 strikeouts of Astros bats. Yeah, that was 3 swings with no contact. And now it is Marwin Gonzalez coming to the plate. Still at first base is Hank Conger. You know, Marwin's not a bad power source, and this right side of the plate, he's been swinging it well. Pinch hitting for Alex Presley. Marwin has 6 home runs, 20 runs driven in. Lines one down the left field side. Extra bases. Conger heads to third base. The ball's dropped by Butler, but that's all they'll get. It's a double pinch hitting for Marwin Gonzalez. Runners at second and third. 2 outs for Jose Altuve.
A little bit of a spark from Margot. He has been swinging the bat well. Had a game plan going in. I'm sure it was to sit on that fastball. It gets one, and it's a taser down that left field line.
13th double. And now Jake Marisnick is going to go pinch run at second base for Marwin. So 3 players off the bench have been used here in this 7th inning.
Pinch running for Gonzalez, number 6, Jake Marisnick.
Now Jake Marisnick was going to be used anyway because it was Alex Presley being pinch hit for, and unless you send Marwin to the outfield, you know you're going to use one more guy, so utilize that speed at second base. Big at bat for Jose. 0 for 3 on the day. He's popped out and flied out twice.
Am I the only one surprised there's still a left-hander in the game facing Jose Altuve?
Yeah, you might be. Kevin Jepson appears to be loose down the right field side. Line shot, that's foul. Ducking under it, Hank Conger. I believe that's a broken bat for Jose.
How did he even hit that and keep it somewhat near the foul line? He's being aggressive on the fastball. Biggio would have taken the hit by pitch on that one.
Would he have gotten his elbow on it, though? That's the question.
See the size of that elbow guard?
Fly ball shallow into right field, going the wrong way. Geyer, but makes up for it, comes in and gets it, and that'll do it. The Astros strand a pair, still trailing 3-0.
Reel from the first half. Kind of interesting. We started off with a throw. You expect him to be chasing everything down. He made a great play out there in San Diego. Left his mark on Taos Hill, and this is a big one we just saw on this road trip, slamming into that wall, making a game-saving catch, keeping the Astros in the game. Not an underrated outfielder anymore. He's on the map now as being one of the better center fielders in all of baseball, I would say.
Should be on that map. And again, you talk about the arm. He can really throw. And I think people are going to start really taking notice of that arm. I'm sure teams and third base coaches already well know what Jake can do. 3-0 Tampa Bay, bottom of the 7th inning. Dallas Keuchel still on the hill. He'll face the bottom 3 in the order. Kevin Kiermaier stings one, but diving stop Correa and gets the out. What a play by Carlos Correa.
Speaking of defensive highlights, see him playing well on that second base side. Ball was smoked, and this turf is quick here at Tropicana Field. Great play on a ball that was laced.
You see Chris Carter now defensively at first base. Jake Marisnick is in center. Colby Rasmus has moved to left field. Eight-hitter Jake Elmore at the plate. He's walked and grounded out after the walk in the second inning. Scored that third Rays run. He's riding one of those streaks that's very tough to take. 0 for 17 for Jake.
Who would have thought a guy that's 0 for, what'd you say?
0 for 17 now.
Would have probably had the most impactful AB on this game so far with that walk.
That was as big of an at-bat as we've seen. Of course, the at-bats that followed awfully big. Ground ball left side. Tough play for Correa on the run. And got him. What a play by Carlos Correa. Back to back, and this one is some kind of play.
Go ahead, try and test him. Saw him lay out. Now he gets to make the play on the run going into the hole. Look how strong that arm is here. My goodness. That's how you go 0 for 17.
Make it 0 for 18. Wow.
The exchange is clean. With the velocity on that ball going towards that third base line is pretty impressive.
2 outs, bases empty. Rene Rivera at the plate. Talked about the walk to Elmore, and it was huge. But then Rene Rivera came up with a big hit through a vacated right side of the infield, drove in a pair. Brandon Guyer followed with another hit that drove in a run. And that's been it. All the scoring in that bottom of the third inning. Dallas Keuchel, all he can do is try to hold it here and hope the offense can come to life. Two right-handers now throwing in the pen for Tampa Bay. There's a drive left center field and deep. Marisnick is flying in that direction, won't get there. It'll be a ground rule double for Rivera, his second hit of the afternoon.
Came back to that inside corner. Rivera barreled it up nicely. Just a double. Still 2 outs in the inning.
Will Harris now gets loose in the Astros pen. It's been no doubt a frustrating day for Dallas Keuchel, but this is a big out to get to keep it right here. Two and 0. Yeah, this could have been an inning without the great defensive heroics of Carlos Correa. 3-0 the count. Left-hand hitting John Jaso waits on deck. He's struggling with the bat. Got to hit his last time. But you wouldn't know it with the defense. Four-pitch walk. Geyer's aboard. Runners at first and second. And John Jaso comes to the plate.
Not entirely sure Keuchel wanted to face Geyer anyways. Left-handed hitting Jaso coming up.
And now pitching coach Brent Strom comes out to the mound. Hank Conger already out there. It's a guy that could be the starting pitcher for the American League in the All-Star game.
That would be pretty cool for Dallas Keuchel. He's earned that right. A lot of other good pitchers in that American League. And I love it. Strami just got tossed. I was thinking in my head, I go, what if Strami just tells this guy, if you'd have been calling that strikes early on in the game, my guy wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now.
Yeah, Strami's had the
I love this.
benefit
This is awesome.
Yeah, you messed up his day, you messed up our day, and you tossed me because of it. Yeah, and that's why a pitching coach or a manager may stay at the mound sometimes. Just wait until the home plate umpire comes out there.
Absolutely love it. Doesn't surprise me. Brent Strom is always fighting for these guys. We talk about it all the time, what a positive impact he does have on this pitching staff. But in the second inning against Jake Elmore, this is the pitch that kind of set everything off in that second inning for 3 runs. This would have been the third out of the inning. Pitch well on the plate. Doesn't get the call.
And you can see Jake Elmore was starting to walk off.
Oh,
he knew
left.
he had been had.
But a lot of credit to Brent Strom for what just happened right there. I love it.
Good stuff. Ground ball to the right side. Altuve will get the out. That'll do it as Keuchel gets out of the 7th inning. Carlos Correa with some gems in this inning. On Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Double Jack today, only at Jack in the Box. (3-0) Tampa Bay on top. And now Kevin Jepson, right-hander, fourth pitcher of the day for Tampa Bay, comes on. There's got to be some anger on that bench for the Astros. And I'm in complete agreement with the comments of Jeff Blum. Great to see Brent Strom go out there and back up his left-hander Dallas Keuchel. Pitch is drilled right at the third baseman, Evan Longoria. Or is that the shortstop? That is shortstop Jake Elmore. One guy on that side, a rocket hit by Preston Tucker, and it finds that man.
My goodness. The ball was annihilated. You've got to be kidding me with the Astros' luck right now.
That might tell you a lot. One out for Carlos Correa, who's 1 for 2. He's walked and singled. He's made a couple of tremendous plays defensively. It's a ball game that, from my viewpoint, could be scoreless right now. Chopper to third. Big hop for Longoria. He'll throw on the run. Second out of the inning. And it brings up Colby Rasmus. Started the day in center, now playing in left. Game 9 of this 10-game road trip, and it has not been kind to the Astros. Again, that shift on. Rasmus 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
I'm not going to say anything, but last time we scored 9 runs, I gave a pretty healthy scouting report for hitters before that game. And they went on to score 9. I'm just saying.
Are you begging?
No,
what are you doing?
No, I'm over here tooting my own horn.
I noticed that aspect.
Yeah. Can you believe I can get my arm all the way around and pat myself on the back for that one?
I think we need to get that one on camera. 1-1 on Colby. Fouls it on the ground. 1-2. No, the thing about it is, you're absolutely right. Xavier Cedeno getting loose in the pen for Tampa Bay.
He's had to have thrown a complete game by now.
He's been down there about 3 innings at least, right? Maybe 4.
Probably between yesterday and today. Seen a good 7 innings out of that man down there in the bullpen.
See if the stats tomorrow reflect a CG. Two and 2 on Colby. Pretty casual play by a young man down there on the right side.
It's like he's trying to endear himself to some fans down the line there too. Good play by Sam from Clearwater.
That's a Little John over here too, by the way.
Not too bad. Good beaches over there. Not much for waves, but still pretty.
Surfing is not a big sport there. 3 and 2 on Rasmus. Evan Gattis waiting on deck. Yeah, the Gulf side of the state probably doesn't provide the surfing opportunities you're looking for.
Really doesn't.
18,479 on hand today. Good swing by Colby.
Some of these Astros are having some good at bats, just not getting the results they want.
How about that line drive hit by Tucker? And again, it's part of what goes along when you're struggling as a team. But you hate to watch it. Very painful.
Frustrating.
Got some pretty good arms coming out of this pen. Eighth inning, 3-0 Rays. Ground ball. Right there is the second baseman Forsythe, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3-8. The Tampa Bay bullpen getting the job done. It's 3-0.
Time now for our pitching performance, powered by Kubota. Dallas Keuchel did a great job tonight. See his line, 7 innings pitched, fielded his position well. 3 runs allowed after that tough non-call on a strike 3 that would have ended that second inning, yet it lended itself to a 3-run inning in that second inning. But he pitched extremely well. 30th straight start, going 6+ innings. Great job for Dallas Keuchel heading into that All-Star break.
Evan Longoria leads it off. Just 7 hits for Tampa Bay, but just 3 on the day for the Houston Astros. I think you and I can even feel the frustration up here in the booth. Just imagine what it's feeling like in the dugout, especially with what we know to be true on the pitch by Keuchel that led to the 3 runs in the ball game. And of course the Astros know that. Brent Strom knew it when he went to the mound.
It's not fun. It's a tough game as it is, and then you add that on top of it.
Yeah, bad streaks are not for lack of effort, certainly not in this case. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Evan Longoria. This is one of the original guys, might have been the original, where the Rays went out and signed Longoria to a long-term deal in, I believe, his maybe first or second year in the big leagues, tried to lock him up through those early years of a contract. And it certainly paid off for the Rays. Foul ball coming back. Just back behind the Astros dugout. Three and two now. Will Harris working here in the 8th inning for the Astros in the 9th. It's 5, 6, 7 coming up. Spots of Evan Gattis, Luis Valbuena, and Hank Conger. Jason Castro, the only member of the bench that has not performed today.
What do you think the run differential is on this road trip so far for the Houston Astros? It has not been a good one. They are 2-6 currently on this road trip.
Well, they've lost close games. I know that through Boston and Cleveland. They won a couple of times big, so I imagine that run differential is maybe even right at 500.
Yeah, they've given up 38 runs, scored 30. But I was even surprised to understand that they scored 30 runs. You know, that's pretty incredible.
Take a look at that 3-2. Is that a strike?
According to our strike zone, yes. But we know that that doesn't matter.
Ours doesn't count.
Just interesting numbers when a team's going bad. Because like you said, they did lose some close games, but they had 2 games where they scored 12 and 9 to start series in both Boston and Cleveland.
Well, you go back to that 12-8 victory in Boston, extra innings. And what a game it was, and it looked like the Astros were really dealing on the offensive side of the game. And it's just amazing when slumps come, right when you least would anticipate, I think, a lot of times. It's game number 90 today for the Astros. So with tomorrow, the Astros will go to the All-Star break having played 91 games. Runner goes from first, the pitch up and in. Conger's throw down, not nearly in time. Stolen base, Longoria. First bag of the day. Third stolen base for Longoria.
Good jump.
Longoria did something there sliding into the bag that I think guys have to be careful about. He actually took the bag with his back foot instead of the lead foot.
Yeah, sometimes you go into that figure 4, the foot goes up as you're sliding.
He might make contact for an instant with that straight leg, but then it goes on by. And I think that's where some guys in the past have been called safe because of the appearance, but in reality might have been out. Leadoff walk and a stolen base, and now 3-1. High strike zone is apparently not in force here this afternoon. And now it is filled on Logan Forsythe. 2 for 3 on the day. A couple of singles. One out in the inning. Joey Butler comes to the plate.
Left fielder, number 9, Joey Butler.
Joey Butler 0 for 3 on the day, scored a run. Takes a strike. First base open. Left-hand hitting James Loney on deck. Will Harris trying to keep it right here. Oh, and 2 the count. Half swing. And going through is Butler. That's the second out of the inning. 5th strikeout for Houston pitching.
Slug your way to the Home Run Derby crown and master the free award-winning game millions are playing. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby free on the App Store and Google Play.
A.J. Hinch comes out, and that's going to do it for Will Harris. Tony Sipp will jog it in from that left field bullpen. He'll work it with a man at second and 2 outs. Astros down 3-0. Two outs with a man in scoring position. That's Evan Longoria. Tony Sipp comes on now and faces James Loney.
Good numbers for Sipp on the season. 36th appearance here in the first half. Getting some serious work done. 200 average against for left-handed hitters.
Loney 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And a good hitter for a long time. Hitting .275 as he stands in.
Ooh, good pitch.
I don't know if day games really apply when you're playing in a dome stadium, but James Loney able to take that pitch and survive. Day games this year for Loney, he's hitting .340. Another left-handed bat waiting on deck. That's Kevin Kiermaier. And now 3-1. Three-run second inning for Tampa Bay. all the scoring on the game. And 4 of the 7 Tampa Bay hits came in that second inning. Back up the middle. Correa is there. And that'll do it for the Rays in the 8th. We go to the 9th inning. 3-0 Rays lead over the Astros. Big league chance. People kept asking if I could play with my size. Watching guys like Omar Vizquel and Marco Scudero play in the big leagues. They're not really big. I thought I could play. Can he ever?
Well, I think that's the beauty in baseball, is that you can be a little guy like Altuve and go out there and dominate. Saw him do it last year, winning a batting title. We see him over the years. His defense has gotten really good. But think about the hope he's providing to a lot of young ball players out there right now who may not be that prototypical body type for baseball. I think it's a great thing.
And now, 5th, well, is this? Yes, 5th pitcher of the afternoon, Brad Boxberger. The closer comes on.
Got the save last night.
And his first pitch, pretty well spotted, called a ball as Evan Gattis leads it off. Luis Valbuena follows, and then Hank Conger. Popped up, and that'll find the seats on the left side. About 8 rows back of the Astros dugout.
How about being a fan here at Tropicana, and it goes up. You look up into this roof and you're like, oh boy, where is it? Where's it coming down?
Time to put up the tent at that point,
yeah,
right?
You ain't lying. Run for cover.
Plus you got rings A, B, C, and D, and maybe more going on. Shot to the gap in left center field, but moving over is Butler to make the play, and out number 1. Let's check in with Julia.
Stay tuned after the game as the studio crew breaks down all of the action from today's game, plus interviews from the clubhouse and much more on the Astros post-game show presented by Houston Methodist. Colin McHugh had some interesting comments last night. The Astros coming into today with just a half-game lead over the Angels. Colin said, yeah, we pay attention to it to an extent, but it's not probably as much as you think. And now, from here on out, they're going to be asked about it a lot. So it will be in their faces. That's A.J. Hinch saying that it's going to be my job to make sure these guys are just focused on what's going on, not be looking at the box scores every single night, because it'll get tough when the media starts asking.
One out here in the 9th inning. Valbuena at the plate with a 1-0 count. Ball hit on the ground. Diving stop And the play made by the third baseman, Evan Longoria, in that shift. We talked about the gems of Carlos Correa today. How about this one?
There's a look at those standings, and that's why they're looking at some of those scoreboards to see. Angels creeping up on them. They've been playing good baseball of late. The power game showing back up for the Angels. But you really don't start watching those until around August. If you're in the hunt in August, that's when you start turning around checking those scoreboards.
Angels play in Seattle later on this evening. Toronto has defeated Kansas City. The Mets beat Arizona. One and one on Conger. Maybe trying to put one run on the board with that swing. Two outs in the ninth. Bases empty. Boxberger, the closer, on for the Rays. This is way off speed. 2-1. Make that 3-1. And now the 2-out walk. So Conger aboard. And that brings up Chris Carter, who came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. Carter struck out as he batted for John Singleton.
Get that first bat out of the way. Now you get that second AB. You got a chance to change some things.
Singleton on his day walked and grounded out. There goes Conger as they're not holding him. He's safely into second. Fielder's indifference. 0-1 the count on Carter. Going 2. Down to a strike. And now the Tampa Bay faithful coming to their feet. Ground ball left side. Elmore makes the play, and that'll do it. Tampa Bay, with the Astros coming into St. Pete, the Rays have won the first 2. One more tomorrow afternoon.